Hello, this is Tammy and Joshua, and we're here to tell you all about the new composting program your school will be starting very soon called Love Food Not Waste. Some of you may already know what composting is and why it's good for the earth, but for those of you that don't, we're here to tell you a little more about it.
Did you know that composting is like a recycling program for food? When we compost our food scraps, they decompose and turn into a superfood for soil, with all the nutrients and vitamins that soil needs to grow more healthy fruits and vegetables for us. It's the world's best recycling program. Also, when we compost food, we are keeping it out of the landfill, and that's very good for the soil, the water, and the air. Let's talk with Tammy about how the composting program will work at your school.
The great thing about the Love Food Not Waste program that may be different from your compost system at home is that we can recycle all the foods in the cafeteria. That includes breads, meats, cheeses, as well as fruits and vegetables. If you can eat it, you can compost it. You can also compost things like napkins and paper towels. Things you do not want to put in the compost include things like plastic bags or wrappers, tinfoil or cans, or plastic containers. Remember, if you can eat it, you can compost it.
Let's go through an example. I have a tray of food from the cafeteria here. What do you think can be composted on this tray? If you guessed the food, the napkin, and the cardboard food container, you're right. Remember that things like this plastic cup cannot be composted, but you can scrape out the food that's inside into the compost container.
Now let's go through a lunch brought from home. Here I have a plastic baggie with some food left inside. Does this go into the compost? If you guessed yes, you're right, but it needs to be taken out of the baggie first because no plastic should go in the compost bin. Now I can take this baggie home and reuse it for another lunch.
Do you think you're ready to be compost champions and start turning food scraps into healthy soil rather than sending them to the landfill? If you have any questions about what to compost, just ask a student, volunteer, or an adult at the compost bins during lunch. There will also be posters and stickers on the bins and in the cafeteria.
It can take time to get used to a new system, but remember this. Every scrap of food that goes into the compost instead of the trash can is making our earth a little healthier. But if we put in things that don't belong in compost, like plastics or tinfoil, it makes the compost less healthy. So please try your best to remember to look at the posters or ask an adult if you're unsure. And remember, if you can eat it, you can compost it. Thanks, and we'll see you in the cafeteria.